Hey everybody, it's Indigone, and I'm back with the first half of the 50s of my Slabbed Washington collection. This is going to be part 3. Part 4 will be the second half of the 50s because it takes 2 PCGS boxes to make or to hold all the 50s I have right now. The most easily found decade. So one thing I didn't mention in the first two videos, and I took all of the plastic slab protectors off this time, all of these, because I was getting terrible glare, and that was my fault. I noticed it when I rewatched, but one thing I didn't mention was why I was doing that, or I had them in the slab protectors. So I like to keep things in the slab protectors. It helps. Helps from scuffing, helps prevent scratching. But also, I can put a real quick little star there. So I got these nice, cheap Amazon stars, 3 colors on them. So the gold is one are coins I do not plan to upgrade. The silver are coins that I would like to upgrade should a nicer one become available. And then ones with a red on them, if I can find an example. So this one is one to try to upgrade the coin itself. So again, this was really nice, really pretty 47. I plan to try to upgrade this one to 7 plus, but that's partly why I'm doing this. I'm going through identifying what I have, what I think could upgrade, what I think I need to try to replace, and overall just what I'm good with. So again, I'm going through the list here and seeing what I got, what I need, and hopefully this video turns out better because, like I said, all the slab protectors are off. Also, while I'm getting started here, all of the coins that I mentioned would be for sale in the previous episodes. I will have a link to these listed on the Facebook group. So it's Virtual Coin Show on Facebook, and I will link to these when I release this video. So it will be in the description if you want to see those. If you want to, work out a deal with me on those before they go to eBay, because I'll leave them up there for a week before they go on the eBay, if they go on eBay. But yeah, so I will have those in the linked description, and any extras in this lot that I have that I plan on selling, I'll let you know, and I will hold off for 1 week before I list those in there as well. So this will be the 30s and 40s will be listed in the Facebook group, and then 1 week from the release of this video, I will go in and release the 50s on there for sale. So that was a lot of talking. Sorry, a little housekeeping there, but let's go ahead and get started with the 1950 San Francisco. And this should turn out much better because they don't have the stupid sleeve on top of it, but beautiful blast white example. Unfortunately, blast white coins mean you get to see everything. So you see that little tick mark on the cheek there. There's one up on the forehead right there. And there's a couple on the neck, and I think there's one out here as well. Reverse does have some tone to it. I kind of like the tone on this reverse, but it is a very pretty blast white example as well on the obverse. This one I may try to upgrade. I haven't made my mind up yet on that one, but definitely a nice coin, not in a hurry to get rid of it. This one you're probably sick of seeing at this point, but sorry, I'm not. This is by far my best cherry pick. It was the FS 801 DDR, which is down on these leaves down here on the bottom of this wreath. And this one is the top pop, the single top pop. So the only 67 plus graded by any of the 3 major grading services, so PCGS, NGC, and CAC-G. This is it. This is the only one in 7 plus. PCGS does have 3 in a 67. So both of those coins are going to be here for a while. Next up, the 51. We have a 67 CAC, which this one is, again, another one I will try to upgrade. I like the toning. I like the model tone, but just look how much luster this coin has underneath all that. Very, very few marks. There's a couple on the knee right there on the eagle's leg. You can kind of see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you see that one hit mark on the eagle's leg, but overall, extremely clean coin. Very pretty tone. It is a little dark in Liberty, but I do like that, and it does pop, and it's got a ton of luster. So again, this is one I will try to upgrade at some point. I'll probably get a batch together of everything that is straight graded with a CAC sticker and see what does and does not upgrade. And that will be one of them. So next up is a 51 in MS65. This one will be for sale. Nothing super special about it. The holder, unfortunately, does have some scuffing on it. This was before me. You can probably polish that out. It is a little bit of an older holder. So you see this hologram style. This was kind of the transition where they went to the blue label, but nice 65 coin. This, again, will be one that will be for sale, as will this one, a 51 in an MS64. This coin is clean enough as far as hits wise to be a 65. Unfortunately, it does have one kind of distracting mark right outside on the field in front of George's nose. Reverse, again, probably a nice 65, but it just doesn't have quite the same luster. So it's kind of unfair to compare a 7 to a 4, but look at these two. So this 5, and you just see it's dripping with luster, and this one looks a little bit muted. It's very hard to tell, but it's just not quite as lustrous. So again, both of those are going to be available a week from now. And then next up is the 51D. This is the DDO FS101. This one, I believe, yeah, so this is a top pop. There are 11 in the grade. This one is a 66 with CAC. I may try to get this one into a 6 plus holder, which would likewise put this one as the sole top pop. Because again, straight grade with a CAC sticker. We'll see if it'll upgrade. And then have a 51S in mint state 67. And really nice luster. The toning is not for everyone, I will admit that. You see the marks on the cheek there, and then where can I see them? I think they're out in the field. Yeah, so there's a few marks right here out in the field of this coin. Being perfectly honest and trying to be as objective as possible, I think the 7 was a little generous on this coin. I think it's probably a 6 at best. I will probably end up trying to sell this one and replace it. Again, I like the coin. I just think they overgraded that one a little bit. And trying to be as fair as I can. Not every time I get a grade that's higher than it should be is a good thing, right? Next up, 52 in a 65. This one's just kind of a placeholder for right now. Very common date. It just had attractive tone to it. It's really the only reason this one was picked up. But have a 52S in a 67 plus. And again, it's got a little bit of a dark tone to it, which I know is not for everyone, but it is much more attractive when you get the light. So on the 51S, for example, when you hit that darker tone with the light, it just kind of stays brown. It doesn't change colors. Whereas this one, it's got some colors hidden in there. And it kind of pops a little bit more, and the luster flows through it a little bit better. Whereas this one, yeah, it kind of does, but you see down, especially down here, it almost kills the luster entirely. You don't see any really light moving. So that's why this one is in a plus holder, and it is every bit of a 67 plus. Those early 50s, they're all like this. They all have exceptional luster for the most part. So 67 plus CAC, that one, again, not going anywhere. This coin I picked up entirely for the toning. It is very dark, very terminal, but it has got some really neat colors hidden in there. Again, not for everyone. I understand that. I hate to say it, I almost think there might be a wheel mark on it. You see those lines running vertically right now? Maybe not. They don't quite hit, the light doesn't hit them. I think it's just toning striations, but this one's a 67. I don't know if this one, if I should even try to upgrade this one or not, but I don't really need it necessarily because I do have this one and it is nicer and more attractive. So this one may be for sale, but it's not right now. Next up, 452 is going to be the S over S 501. And I think this coin kind of got shorted. I think this coin is technically a uncirculated coin. You don't see the white areas on the high points that you would expect to see on a 58. But I think what they did was, you see this kind of bag mark where it's scratched right here and over the cheek and then out here. And I guess maybe there is a little bit of shininess on those high points. But I think they net graded this down to a 58. I think it's realistically probably a 61 or 2, and they just put it in a 58 holder. And honestly, that's better for the coin itself. Now, I would love to see this one with a CAC sticker, but it will not get it with that scratch. I just don't believe it's worth sending in. So that one is probably just going to stay there until I get a nicer example. And those are somewhat readily available. Let's see, 52S in the 501. There are 2 in 58, but look, there's 11 in 67 and 6 67 pluses. So it's not impossible to find a better example of that coin. Next up, 53 is a really nice 65, but you see that kind of discolored toning spot right there? That's the worst part of this coin, is it's just got a weird tone spot to it. And I don't know if they think it was altered or what, but it looks a little bit too nice to be in a 5, although there's some rub behind the eye there. And then the reverse is pretty nice as well. So I guess they just hit that one for eye appeal. They gave it a 65. I think it's probably technically a little bit cleaner than that, but they just didn't like the spot. So we also have a 53D MS65 DDR FS 801, and this one, let's see, this one is good to go. So it is in a 65, and there are 15 with 1 higher, so this one isn't going anywhere. And then next up, we also have the over mint mark, the D over S, also in 65, and it's 35 in the grade with 4 higher. So this one's likewise not going anywhere. Both of these are pretty blast white, and they are gems. And not really a lot going on this one, on the obverse. A little bit of tone. There is a scratch on the holder I haven't tried to buff out, but it should be okay on this one. It is a little bit older style as well. You see the PCGS seal is a little bit older and bigger. But very nice coin. and it is the variety and the D over S. And I will not be getting rid of that one anytime soon. So those two are keepers. And this one will be upgraded at some point. And then last but not least, we have 1954. This coin is gorgeous in hand. It does have a couple tick marks out here in the field. And kind of get the light to hit them just right. See right there in front of the nose. But the color on that is just beautiful. It's kind of mottled, but the gradation of it is very, very pretty. So you got that kind of rainbow on that mottle tone. This one is 67. Very nice. I will probably try to upgrade it. I have my doubts that it will because of the marks, but it may. I don't know. Next up, this one will be for sale. This is a 54 and 66, which I do not need because I have the 7. And this one likewise will be in the, actually no, I changed my mind. The Virtual Coin Show group on Facebook, or Virtual Coin Show on Facebook group. I'll go ahead and list the 50s coins that I intend to sell. So that will be one of them. This one won't, just because I like the tone. So apologize for the random dog hair there. It is only a 65, but you buy this one for the tone, not for the grade. I bought this one in an old AccuGrade holder, and they had it in as a 6, and I thought it was going to come back as a 4, and it came back as a 5. The true view on this is everything you would expect, which was about as big of a reason as possible for sending that one in. Next up, this is my favorite coin eye appeal wise in my entire collection. This 54 is, or 54S is only a 67, but that eye appeal is phenomenal. I mean, that very gentle tone coming in. I love this kind of steel blue green color out here. That's the look I really, really like on these coins. You got just a hint of toning on the rim down here. Otherwise, blast white reverse. Does have the hit right over here behind the eagle's head. But this one, to me, I've looked at a lot of Washingtons. I feel like this one should be in a 67 plus holder, maybe even a 68, but I think there's too many marks for the 8. So 67 plus to me. This one I am definitely going to try to upgrade at some point. And then last but not least is another 54S, also in 67, and it's got that original skin to it, but I just want to kind of show something real quick. Look at these two coins together. They're both 54S's. They're both in 67. Which one of these two coins would you rather have if you were to buy it right now? I mean, this is not a hard decision. This coin on the right is way more attractive than this one. Which again, I think is why I want to send it back for a plus, and I also probably want to get that one to CAC as well. This coin is technically a 67. It just has that original skin to it. Pretty common on some of the older coins and some of the later stuff that was held in mint sets a lot. I don't think this one was, although it may have been. But the reverse tone is a little bit dark. That very brown, kind of terminal. The luster isn't nearly what it is on this other coin as well. So, you know, it's there. It's got nice luster. It's just not this coin, which is impossible because very few coins look like this. This one's nice. It will be for sale, and I will list it on the Virtual Coin Show on Facebook group. So let me back out a little bit. So there you have it. There is the first half of the 50s, episode 3. Got a few more that will be listed in the group up here. And let me know, what do you think? What was your favorite coin? Do you like this a little bit better? It's a little bit shorter. I can show the coins a little bit better. Let me know, please, if you think taking the coins out of the sleeves helped. I think it did. I think cut down on a lot of the glare. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.